What up, y'all? It's your girl, touch your boy, Charlotte Carolina. We back with another one. First we got the robbery at a jewelry store in Broward County of Florida. What did Charlamagne the God say about Florida? That's some crazy mofos out there, man. Is you got the Project Baby out there, always going to jail. You know he crazy as hell talking about something. I was on the way to Canada and I followed my GPS and I ended up shut the fuck up with your dumb ass. These niggas out there be wildin'. Not saying all Floridians is crazy as hell, but let's say 89% of the motherfuckers is crazy as hell. Cause how these niggas gonna rob a jewelry store, hurt the lady in the store, then hop on a UPS truck. Okay, robbery number one. Robbery 101 number one. Don't rob anything governmental. Nigga, like you trying to get away from a robbery and you hop in a postal truck. Not a good thing. You try to get away from a robbery. You hop in a Brinks truck. Definitely not a good thing. And you try to get away from a robbery and hop in a UPS truck. And then they gonna kill the guy, had a shootout, they dead. This is just crazy, man. I don't know what to tell you. Then we got a shooting at a naval base, and we had another shooting at the naval base last week. That was at Pearl Harbor. They said they ain't connected, but they ain't sure. How? And then everybody be thinking, I know, I thought it too. I thought them niggas was armed over there. But apparently, only security is armed. Everybody ain't armed. So niggas just think it's okay for them to bring the glats and the dicks and have them just blowing and cause you gotta bring those dicks blowing. What Young Thug say. And I don't know. Y'all need to stop. And then I'm thinking too, could they be going to these naval bases and army bases because they're trying to start a war or stop one or just be fucking terroristic with their shit, man? So I don't know, man, but like I said, condolences to the family because that's crazy. The father was watching it on TV, didn't even know his own damn son. Dead, death, gone, game over. So I don't know. We got to do something, and we got to do it fast. They talking about they analyzing information to try to figure out. Man, come on. We need more guns. We need more something for people to protect themselves. But then you start thinking if they got more guns, then they'll do some wild shit too. Just because they supposed to be in a place of protection, as we know from police, that may not work. That might just get them a false sense of just superheroism. So let's get into it, y'all. Everybody keep themselves safe. And that's just crazy. Let's go.
Afternoon at approximately 4:14, the Coral Gables Police Department received a silent holdup alarm at the jewelry store behind me. Officers responded within a minute and a half. Within that minute and a half, subjects exchanged gunfire with the proprietor, who also fired back. As we arrived, there was also subsequent bullets that landed across the street at City Hall. From here, the subjects left in a vehicle slightly north of this location to Mariana Street. At that time, at gunpoint, they abducted a UPS truck and the driver. The incidents that you watched recently ended up in Broward County is a result of the incident and connected to the result of what happened here this evening. At this time, the Miami-Dade Police Department, our state and federal partners of the FBI, FDLE, Coral Gables Police will all be investigating it jointly and put out more information. There was a woman who works in the store that was injured at the scene. I don't know the status of her injuries at this time. Was she shot? That's my understanding, but it has not been confirmed by my people yet.
She was a worker who approached the man and found out what happened.
I don't know if she approached them, but my understanding is that there was an employee who was a female that was injured during the robbery. The UPS driver, we believe, was doing a delivery here in Coral Gables. The getaway truck that was used was found at that location. It has been secured by the Coral Gables Police Department and will be processed. At that time, the individuals abducted the driver of the truck as well as the truck itself, which Miami-Dade Police Department got behind some time ago, and then it unfolded in Broward County where the situation was terminated.
No, after 18 minutes.
Heartbreaking details just into our newsroom about the UPS driver who's abducted and then shot and killed. This right here is 27-year-old Frank Ordonez. His father, speaking exclusively to our NBC station in Miami, says that he was brand new on this route, making a delivery when two people accused of trying to rob a Coral Gables jewelry store hijacked his truck and drove it all the way into Broward County yesterday. His dad telling NBC Miami he watched the shootout happen live on TV from Miramar, never thinking it was his own son. Ordonez, an innocent bystander, 2 suspects were killed. The FBI has now taken over, and our Stephanie Susskind is live right now in Miramar, where those agents are still combing through the evidence as we speak, Steph.
Yes, a very active scene out here right now. I can show you in the past 20 minutes or so, they've actually moved their command center farther here onto Miramar Parkway, so they could open up Flamingo Road maybe in time as the rush hour commute will begin in just a little bit out here. But you can see the dozens of cars out here, not only law enforcement, but also innocent people who had to abandon their cars out here when all of this happened yesterday, and of course that UPS truck in the center of all of this with the evidence markers just completely surrounding it. Now this all played out during a busy rush hour commute, which soon involved not only that usual gridlock in this area, but an hijacked UPS truck leading police on a chase. Now the FBI says those suspects who tried to rob a Coral Gables jewelry store first fired at police during the chase. Now we spoke to one man who was in this area when the gunfire erupted. He says that he was just trying to shield and protect his young son.
It was pretty scary. It was pretty scary. I held him down, and I had to hold him down, kind of look up, hold him down, kind of look up. He wanted to kind of see what was going on, but I kept holding him down. We heard the gunshots. We were, I would say, maybe like 30 feet behind everything that was going on, so it's pretty crazy.
Certainly a terrifying situation for anyone who was in this area, and still a lot of questions to be answered in this investigation. So we're standing by waiting for that next update from police. We also know the FBI is asking for anyone who was in this area to submit to them pictures, videos, any evidence they may have that can help them with this investigation. Reporting live in Miramar, Stephanie Susskind, WPTV.
Hearing, don't skip this video. If you're suffering from premature hearing loss, the struggle could soon be over. Thanks to recent technological advances. End.
A dramatic shootout at the peak of rush hour.
It was scary.
2 suspects killed on scene.
Their crime spree, starting with a robbery on Miracle Mile and taking a turn.
They hijacked a UPS truck and kidnapped the driver.
Subjects are now in a brown UPS truck.
A high-speed chase across 2 counties. Coming to a deadly end in Miramar. We have live team coverage of the chase, robbery, and shootout from Miami-Dade to Broward, covering all angles of this investigation.
And we begin with Roy Ramos live in Miramar, where the chase came to a deadly end. Roy.
Nicole and Calvin, and that video is just chilling to watch. That chase coming to an end right here on Miramar Parkway. And Miramar Parkway does remain shut down. We're going to step out of the way and show you that UPS truck that is still in the lanes of traffic. It is facing the intersection of Flamingo Road. You can still see dozens of investigators out here with the FBI as they continue to gather evidence. This all happening as people were going home for the day. Unfortunately, 2 innocent people were killed in the gunfire.
A UPS truck riddled with bullets as dozens of officers from multiple agencies surround the delivery truck where 2 armed suspects held the driver hostage. As the shots rang out from above in Sky 10, we could see one of the gunmen in the passenger seat opening fire on officers while the UPS driver tries to get away. We have blurred the chilling video, too graphic to show you. The Police-involved shooting happening near the intersection of Miramar Parkway with shops, restaurants, and businesses nearby. Witnesses recording on their cell phones while you can hear sirens and then the sound of gunfire. According to investigators with the FBI, it was just after 4 when 2 armed suspects stormed into the Regency jewelry store in Coral Gables.
As the individuals were fleeing, shots were fired and it was reported across the street at the City Hall in Coral Gables.
Police say that's when the suspects hijacked this UPS truck, kidnapped the driver, and lead police in a high-speed chase through Miami-Dade and Broward counties. We watched as the truck nearly crashed into innocent drivers. This cell phone video shows where the truck makes a U-turn near Red Road before it's trapped in traffic at this stoplight on Flamingo.
The armed suspects engaged law enforcement, opened fire. There was exchange fire between law enforcement and the suspects. And unfortunately, the suspects are now deceased.
Caught in the crossfire was the UPS driver and an innocent motorist who unfortunately lost their lives.
Our condolences go to the families of the deceased of today's unfortunate incident.
And we did reach out to UPS, who released this statement that reads, "We are deeply saddened to learn a UPS service provider was a victim of a senseless act of violence. We extend our condolences to the family and friends of our employee and the other innocent victims involved in this incident. We appreciate law enforcement service and will cooperate with the authorities as they continue the investigation." As we come back out live to those investigators on scene out here again, that UPS truck now being looked over by all of those detectives. We do know that the FBI is out here, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement also investigating, as they do with any officer-involved shooting. Here in Miramar, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
And our team coverage turns now to Janice Fernandez live outside Memorial Regional Hospital with a timeline of the chaotic chase. Janice.
Nicole, right outside Memorial Regional Hospital, I can tell you that we saw someone transported here, but police are not telling us who that person was. Again, only confirming 4 deaths in the shootout, including the 2 suspects and those 2 civilians. This whole thing, though, playing out on live television in the middle of rush hour across 2 counties. A chaotic chase turning deadly. It started on Miracle Mile in Coral Gables. The whole scene playing out live in the middle of rush hour traffic.
A hijacked UPS truck that is being followed by police.
The suspects speeding with police close behind from Coral Gables, making their way to Broward County, heading northbound on I-75, driving on the shoulder while trying to evade police, but they remained close behind as the truck gets off on Pines Boulevard. Going back on the shoulder, bypassing traffic, now heading down Pines Boulevard. Watch as they zoom right through an intersection. While this whole thing unfolds, the suspects firing shots at police. Then entering Century Village, an elderly community in Pembroke Pines, just running past stop signs, even at times getting close to hitting other cars. And as they exit Century Village, more close calls, like this one, when the driver runs past another red light. Shortly after, the driver making a U-turn on Miramar Parkway. As they get stuck in traffic, police surround the UPS truck, guns drawn. Then a shootout in the middle of Miramar Parkway. Dozens of commuters caught up in the whole scene. We had to blur this video as shots continue to fire, as it is tough to watch.
What we're not showing you is that police have the UPS driver, the employees surrounded. He has not gotten up.
And this was such a wild scene to watch, and it was a terrifying scene for those commuters who were sitting in traffic watching this shootout play out. Now, going back to that transport that we saw, we did shoot video of that, but it was too sensitive to air. But we can tell you that doctors and nurses were working diligently on this person. Again, we don't know who that person was. We are waiting to get that information from police. And as soon as they give us that information, we'll bring it to you right here on Local 10 and on local10.com. For now, that's the very latest.
Here's a quick update on the breaking news story that we told you about just a little bit earlier. The Navy confirms a gunman behind an active shooter situation at the Naval Air Station in Pensacola, Florida, is dead. One person was also killed and 5 others were wounded and have been taken to local hospitals. The base was quickly put on lockdown following news of shots fired. The Naval Air Station employs more than 16,000 military personnel and more than 7,000 civilian staff.
We will stay on this story throughout the course of the day. You're looking at a live picture right now from our affiliate. And when we get new information, we'll bring it to you right here on CBSN.
We are back with a Fox News alert. The active shooter situation at Naval Air Station Pensacola ending moments ago. The sheriff's office confirming the shooter is dead. At least 10 people are hurt. One we are hearing severely critical. The station employs 16,000 military personnel. Stay with Fox News Channel throughout the day for more details.
This is an ABC News special report. Now reporting, George Stephanopoulos.
Good morning. We're breaking a regular program right now because there was an active shooter situation in Pensacola, Florida. The Naval Air Base at Pensacola, Florida this morning. Active shooter opened fire. It appears that there have been several injuries. Some reports that 9 people have been taken to hospital. The shooter has been taken down. That is the Naval Air Station in Pensacola, the home of the Navy Blue Angels. Want to bring in our Chief Global Affairs anchor, Martha Raddatz, for the latest on that. The second attack on an American naval base in a week, Martha.
It sure is, George. There was the attack, a sailor accused in the attack on Pearl Harbor in Honolulu, Hawaii. So they have been on alert for a shooting like this. We have no idea whether there's any connection at all. It may be purely coincidental, but already the injuries reported at Naval Air Station Pensacola, about 20,000 people at that air station, about 16,000 families and military, and the others are contractors there. But think of this as a real community. It is where air training happens. It is the home of the Blue Angels, but almost every aviator gets trained there and air crew.
Okay, Martha, thanks. And the Navy is responding right now. They just put out a tweet. I want to put it up on the screen right now. The active shooter is deceased. One additional fatality has been confirmed. Unknown number of injured people being transferred to local hospitals. Stephen Ganyard, you were an aviator yourself. As Martha said, this is the home of the famous Blue Angels.
Yes, George, and it's where all naval and marine aviators start their careers. It's also where naval flight officers and naval officers who are going to fly airplanes go for their officer candidate selection. It's a unique base in that it's almost all exclusively for training, and so there's a very large civilian population. So would not be surprised to see if there were civilian casualties involved in the shooting.
Yeah, 16,000 military personnel on the base, 7,400 civilians on the base as well. And Steve, we have seen these situations unfold, not the second, as we said, this week at other military bases as well. Any way in that kind of environment to be completely secure?
Probably not, George. I mean, there are restrictions on bringing weapons on board naval bases, or aboard any military bases, but they've been loosened in recent years, and so it's very much being like out in the civilian world. If people have a gun and they want to commit an act of violence, it's very difficult to stop.
That is live video you're seeing there from Pensacola, Florida, with a huge reaction from local police and the ATF. Apparently unfolded around 7 a.m. local time this morning. The active shooting situation began. Shots heard around the neighborhood. The base went into lockdown immediately. As we've said, we now know that there's at least one other confirmed fatality, several injured right now at local hospitals. And Martha, this is going to hit that naval community so hard.
So hard. And let's remember Fort Hood. There were two massive shootings on the Fort Hood Army base. Military personnel are well aware this can happen, and they can sometimes be targeted. the information I'm getting is that this was in a training building of some sort. My source did not know whether it was for air crew or for aviators, but it was described to me as a training school type building. I'm not saying children. It was not a children's school. It was a training building of some sort. Of course, this is very early information, and everyone is trying to gather as much as they can at this point. To Steve's point also, I think people always think, oh, well, people are armed on these military bases. They are not supposed to be, except for security personnel. And it is highly likely that it was a security personnel who shot the active shooter.
The response was swift. Our Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas is joining us by phone as well. We saw that massive police presence, Pierre, the ATF, the federal ATF responding as well.
Yes, ATF is there to give support. I suspect the FBI, Secret Service will be involved as well. George, these incidents, men, women showing up with weapons and killing people in public places is becoming a national problem in the sense that we're seeing more and more of them. You just had the incident in Hawaii just a few days ago at the Pearl Harbor facility. And law enforcement knows that this has now become a phenomenon in which people know that there are these public places they can show up and do such harm. And they're trying to do studies to figure out how to prevent these type of activities. What more can be learned as people are descending towards this level of violence? It is a huge issue. I also am being given some guidance that the Justice Department is monitoring the situation very closely. Again, it's a military base. That strikes a lot of concern when law enforcement officials hear of such an act, George.
Sure does. A sick and sad sign of our times. Again, active shooter situation in Pensacola, Florida. Over now. The shooter is dead. 15 casualties taken to local hospitals. They're being treated right now. 1 fatality confirmed. We're going to go back to our regular programming. For many of you, that is Good Morning America. And of course, we track.
The one on the bottom. Tap it.
No line.
Is it finished?
I guess it's finished.